Good morning everyone, and welcome back from one of the most beautiful and also one of the windiest cruise ports I've been to in such a long time. Welcome to Aruba. Now, if you've followed me for a while, you'll remember that I was here not too long ago actually on board Cunard's Queen Elizabeth. So if you'd like to see what I got up to that day, head over to my channel and look for my Cunard vlog series and you'll find it in there. But today we're doing something pretty different to what we did before. Now, first things first, the northern tip of this island apparently has got a beautiful lighthouse with some incredible views over the whole of Aruba. So that's number one, we're going to head up there. Number two is we're going to head to, again, one of the world's best beaches. So in my first visit here, we went to what was, I think, the world number two. And this one that we're going to today, Arashi Beach, I'm sure it's called, is also right up there. And then finally, we're going to head over and check out what's going on behind me here in the downtown area. Because last time I kind of ran out of time, I didn't have a huge amount of scope to explore the town. So, lighthouse, beach and town. Hopefully that sounds good to you. If you enjoy this video, jump down below, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to come along on all of my future ships. But yeah, enough chat on here. Let's go for breakfast and then I'll see all of you ashore in the beautiful Aruba. For breakfast this morning, I chose to dine at the Lido market, which is Holland America's answer to a traditional cruise ship buffet on board this class of cruise ship. In here, you'll find, yes, okay, what looks like a traditional cruise ship buffet, but it's themed much more like an artisan food hall. Rather than being huge, big, long serving stations, you've got individual stalls all offering different types of food. I chose to keep it pretty healthy this morning by going for a toasted bagel, some cream cheese and some salmon. One of my favourite things about this as a dining option is it's so informal and casual, and you can walk from there right out to the back of the ship. This allows you, if you're in port like we are today, some amazing views left, right and out to the back. You can probably tell already that the ship geek in me was delighted to be able to stand and look directly into the bridge of that ship behind, which I'll bring that back up in a few minutes' time. Now, as we leave the ship, you can see that the majority of my fellow guests had already left. The ship was really, really quiet today, and who can blame them when we are docked somewhere like Aruba? If you are someone who prefers to spend a day on board, then you'd probably be really happy spending it here. Holland America did this really cool thing to show where the gangways were, where the sign was stuck onto the bottom of the handrail. I'd never seen that before. Anyway, let's now head ashore and kiss Rotterdam goodbye for now. When you leave the ship in Aruba, it's really easy. You just walk off straight through the terminal building and then you're out the front. When you get out here, you can then hail a taxi at pre-agreed rates. You can see Arashi Beach would be $26 for us today. However, we're going to take the bus because that will be so much cheaper. The ship directly in front of us today was Jewel of the Seas from Royal Caribbean. Now, I have cruised with Royal Caribbean on board the much older Rhapsody of the Seas and the much newer Symphony of the Seas and a few more in between. But I've never been on Jewel, and I don't believe I've ever cruised on this class of ship. I did think it looked really, really impressive in port, so please do let me know in the comments, have you ever cruised on Jewel of the Seas, or have you ever cruised on a ship of the same or similar class? I'd love to know because I'm already looking at itineraries on that one. Anyway, as you leave the port, you've got a couple of market traders. Now, this is still inside the secure port area. Then you follow the signs for downtown, and before you know it, you find yourself back out in the main public area of Aruba. Now, us this morning, we are heading up to Arashi Beach, as you know, which means I came out here to try and find where the bus was. When I got here, I remembered that my travel agent recommended something to me if I ever were to be in Aruba, and that was the free tram that was directly outside. Now, it just so happened that when I got here, it was right outside, so I was able to hop on and go for a spin. I'll leave you to have a look around as we navigate some of the streets, and I'll catch up with you just after we leave the tram. Okay, do you know what? I am delighted that I tried that tram. What I would say to sum it up is it's wonderfully inefficient. It takes quite a while to do the distance that you travel in it, but it's a really clever way to get familiar with the island if you've never been before. So I'm glad I've jumped on that because I now know where to walk when I come back into downtown later. It's also really handy where if you don't want to do loads of walking but you want to get off the ship, jump on that. It's totally free of charge. In the morning they do a small loop, which is what I just did, so that was 25 minutes it should take, and in the longer loop this afternoon, something off that tree, the longer loop takes about 45 minutes. So if I've got time later I might actually come back and do the longer loop later this afternoon. But yes, now we are at the buses. So behind me right now, but I can't face that way for long because the sun is so bright, you can hopefully see these yellow buses. Now this is the public transport on Aruba, and it costs $2.60 to go from here all the way up to the hotel area and the beaches, which is where we're going to find the lighthouse, which is our first stop today. So yeah, last time I was here I took a taxi and it cost like $20 US. So to do it for two is absolutely brilliant. So look, let's get on the bus and head up to the lighthouse and hopefully get a cracking view of Aruba. After I arrived at the bus station, one thing was clear, and that was that there were going to be plenty of buses today, which made me think there was very little point in actually using the taxis around Aruba if you are trying to get to the main tourist attractions. Before I knew it, my bus was here and it was time to climb on board. The whole process was really easy, and it meant that I saved myself about $20 just taking the bus instead of using a taxi. It was a remarkable saving. You know me, I am perfectly happy to throw on my trainers and go for a walk in port. However, I must stress that while I walked back from Eagle Beach the last time I was in Aruba, it's far too far to walk to Arashi, so make sure you don't try that, especially in the heat. On the bus, you drive by some of the very fancy resorts on the way up to the beach, and let me tell you more just as soon as we get off the bus. Right, so we're now off the bus and heading up to the lighthouse. Now, before anyone asks, the reason I'm doing this strange thing with my hand is because if you've seen my other videos, I usually have a microphone cover and it's broken. So I'm trying to talk to you in what is relatively strong wind, so please excuse my hand. Now, the reason why I'm also a little bit distracted is this water. So, this water over here, and if I spin around the other side, the water over on the other side, oh my goodness. Right, I wish I could show you what's there. If I turn that round, can you see that huge big lizard? I don't know if you can or not, but oh good grief. Right, so that water doesn't fill me with hope, right? Because as someone who lives in a country with no reptiles, there's going to be stuff in there. I don't know if there's alligators or crocodiles or whatever you get here, but I'm not willing to find out. So, yes. Anyway, that big iguana, there are lizards literally everywhere here. They are hanging in the trees, they are just wandering about the road, and people tell me all the time they're not going to hurt me, but yes, they're bigger than I would like. The little ones, fine, but those big guys, absolutely not. They're like a mini T-Rex. But anyway, I'm going to head up to the lighthouse here. It's $5 US to go in. Oh, the wind is back. It's $5 US to go in, and that allows you to climb. Okay, that was a shoelace, which I was almost certain was a snake. My nerves are on edge today. So yes, it's $5 to go in the lighthouse, and you can climb up to the top and get a view all the way down the coastline, which is what we're going to do. Oh, the loudest car on the planet is coming up. Okay. Right, they're away. So $5 to go up. I'm hoping that we might even see the ship from up there. So yeah, sit tight and let's head up the lighthouse. Unfortunately, the bus finishes at Arashi Beach. It doesn't actually then continue up to the lighthouse. So if you are going up to the lighthouse, you're going to either have to walk or hail a taxi from the point of getting off the bus. I would say that the road I found myself on didn't feel the safest at times, nor did I pass many pedestrians at all. I felt as though everybody driving past was looking at me like I was insane. Anyway, the lighthouse that we're going to today, guys, is the California Lighthouse on the northwest tip of Aruba. The lighthouse is called the California Lighthouse after SS California, which sunk just off the coast of the island. Height-wise, we are going to be climbing about 5 flights today, and wait until we go inside and you see the staircase that we're going to be navigating. Once you pass through the very narrow doorway, you then find yourself here, on the spiral staircase, which will take you all the way to the very top of the lighthouse. You've got a rope on the left-hand side that goes from bottom to top that you can use to help pull yourself up and to stabilise as you go, until eventually you come out of what can only be described as a hole in the floor at the very top. The thing that's worth mentioning is that that staircase is actually two-way, so sometimes you're going to have to stop and let someone coming down squeeze past, or vice versa. Anyway, when you get to the top, the views are truly spectacular. One thing that blew my mind up here was that in the next shot, you'll see a little wooden table. Did you know that you can book this table for a special dining experience for two? You can choose from a sunset option or an under the stars option. You come up here, you're served your dinner, and then you obviously leave to head home afterwards. Now that might work for you if you've got a head for heights, and if you're able to hold in the toilet for the entire meal, because you do not have any other options up here. Anyway, I will leave you to have a look around, and I'll see you back outside after we tackle that incredibly thin staircase. Right, the lighthouse is behind me right now, and do you know what? That's amazing to do, but it's actually really stressful. That was one which, oh, I can almost feel myself going. I got to the top there and got completely overwhelmed because you're really high, it's really closed in. There wasn't that many people, to be fair, but everyone's just kind of freaking out a little bit, and the only way back down is through like this hole that you came up. So, oh, yeah, I enjoyed that. The view is amazing, obviously, and it's really cool to see Aruba from above, but yeah, definitely not one for the faint-hearted, definitely not one for anyone that's scared of heights, but I'm really, really glad that I done it. I did it. Not sure what the correct English is, but that's not important right now. The important thing is that I have survived. Yes, now oh, my nerves. My nerves feel a wee bit shot after being up there, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think I just need to go and sit down for a minute. So the plan now, I'm going to head back down the road and head down to the beach. So I'll show you what the beach looks like down there. Don't know whether I'll come on camera or not down there. It might be a little bit busy to do that, and it's going to be very, very windy. So I might not talk to you down there on camera, but I'll just voice over. And I'll see you in a bit, but for now, I'm going to go and sit over here and look at the ocean and pretend that never happened. See you in a bit. After spending a few hours sitting here on the sand, watching the pelicans swooping out of the sky, it was time for me to stop living this fairy tale and head downtown to see what was going on. To get there, I took the bus, which takes you from the beach straight into the heart of it. When I got off the bus, I spotted the funnel of Rotterdam, and that's when I knew there was one place that I wanted to go to have lunch. Okay, I am changed and ready to head back out. Now, when I got off that bus, I could see the ship and I thought, right, do you know what? That's going to have to be my lunch option. Now, it's actually been lovely coming back to the ship because what it's meant is that I've been able to come back, shower, change, freshen up. I feel totally fresh and ready to go again, which is good because when you've been at the beach and you've been in the heat, like, you know, you just feel a bit minging. So anyway, for lunch, I had a portion of chips from the dive-in bar and some salad from the buffet, and then I went down to the Dutch cafe down on deck 3, which I'll show you more in my ship tour, to get a coffee. So yeah, I also got a cookie as well, which I can see out the corner of my eye, so I need to I need to confess that's there. Now, yeah, our all aboard time tonight, so we leave tonight at 11 PM actually, so it's mega late. So to be honest, if you look, this is the daily schedule, which I'm hoping you can see. Now, the red line here, this one here, where my finger is, that is all aboard. So after that, there's actually very few events remaining. And in fact, all that we have is, well, the two events are all-night slot machines and a jackpot drawing at the casino. So yeah, I think tonight for me is going to be, it's going to be pretty chilled actually. Now, I'm going to go back off the ship because I want to go and explore downtown. When I was on the tram earlier, the Christmas lights were up, so I'm hoping that they might be on, but it is a little early. It's the 16th of November, so I'm not sure. They might be on, they might not be. Let's wait and see, and if they are on, let's go and hunt down Christmas lights, because I absolutely love doing that. Now, other than that, I'm just going to wander about the town, see what's there. Aruba feels mega safe for a Caribbean island. Some Caribbean islands, I would never walk about at night, especially not on my own. But Aruba feels totally fine. So yeah, obviously you have to be a little bit street aware, but feels fine from what I can see so far. I'll hopefully make it back to here for about 9 o'clock. So I'll probably watch that big Royal Caribbean ship leaving from the marina and watch it sailing out past us. I don't think I'll be back here because it's already 5 o'clock. So she sails out at 8, I think. So yeah, that's the plan. So let's go back off the ship. How cool is it having a late departure? Let's go back off the ship and explore a little bit more of Aruba. I know what you're thinking. We are now wandering the streets of Aruba at night, and we haven't even seen a single Christmas light yet. Well, let me take you inside and let me show you one of the first glimpses of Christmas that I've seen in this part of the Caribbean. If you've just found my channel, I spent quite a long time travelling on cruise ships last year. I spent about 250 nights at sea. Christmas for me is a time when my whole family can just switch off from the world and just spend some time together. And I found it really, really comforting to just be around Christmas lights and Christmas trees. It reminded me that in a few short weeks, I was going to be boarding a ship in New York, and that was going to take me back to Southampton for a family Christmas. So it's been good to get back off the ship and have a little wander around Aruba at night, but I can't help but feel as though this place is more designed for day visits, and if you come at night, it's more just somewhere that you would find a nice restaurant, find a nice bar and set up camp there for a bit. So yeah, the Christmas lights also aren't on, which is, yeah, very annoying. Luckily, I'm actually coming back here on the next cruise. So as you know, I'm on Rotterdam for 21 nights. Now that's a 12-night cruise and a 9-night cruise. And on the 9-night, which is the next one, they've cancelled Bonaire and made it an overnight port here. So I'm hoping that kind of 10 days further down the line from now, Christmas should be activated. So yes, stay tuned, maybe come back and I'll try and show you what Christmas in the Caribbean looks like. But yeah, I'm going to head back down towards the ship, back down to get on board. And yeah, I'll talk to you about the plan for tonight when we get on. Now, to be honest, down at the water there is actually lovely. So I think I'll head down there, down where all the bars are. So I can't promise that I'm going to make it straight onto the ship, but yeah. Watch this space and I'll catch up with you back in my cabin to talk you through the plan for tonight. We're now back on board the ship. Now, as soon as I got on board, I could hear the horn going from Jewel of the Seas, which was that Royal Caribbean ship behind. So I shot upstairs to watch that sailing out. Just as I clicked record on my phone, our horn started going off. It was the closest I've ever come to dropping my phone right over the barrier into the water. I just wasn't expecting it because we don't leave for quite some time yet, but they obviously wanted to have a little bit of a horn battle with each other. So yes, it was almost game over for both me and my phone. So thankfully, I managed to cling on to that. So I'll show you the clip of that leaving and also the noise of the two horns like competing against each other just after we finish wrapping up here. Now, Aruba today, I've had an absolute ball today. I've loved that. Like, the lighthouse was good, but when I came back down, I was so, like, weirdly, like, over-emotional, and yeah, it was weird. I think I was just really, like, rustled. Did you ever get that way where, or rustled or ruffled, I don't know what the right word would be. Do you ever go that way where you just get really tense and then you just have to kind of like release it? that's how I felt coming down from that lighthouse. It was just I got up there and started to panic. So yes, oh, it's been a day of freaking out today between the lighthouse and then that blooming horn going off up there. So yes, the beach today was good. Wasn't as good as Eagle Beach. It was nowhere near as good as Eagle Beach. It was far too busy. Whereas, if you remember from my other video, Eagle is so quiet and it goes on for miles and miles and miles. But lovely, lovely day. I am now in my cabin. I don't know if you can tell. You might be able, in fact, you can definitely see here. So I have got quite the tan line today from where I had my t-shirt on. And thankfully I kept my t-shirt on today, otherwise that tan line would be everywhere. But yeah, I've ended up buying After Sun. Now this is one thing, this cruise ship doesn't carry After Sun, which I found really strange. But I went to the shop last night because, to be honest, I anticipated after being in Aruba I might need some. And they said, oh no, we don't stock it, which I thought was weird. It's a bit of a missed income opportunity considering the ship's in the sunshine. Anyway, I've opted for Aruba Sun, Beach is Life After Sun, so I dread to think what this might do, what this might do to me. You might see me in my next video and I'll be all blotchy and patchy, but yeah, I mean it does say Aruban family owned. It's just very questionable. It looks like a tub of Listerine, really, doesn't it? So, yeah, I'm going to do this at the end of the night rather than before dinner so I don't have to go to the dining room looking like Shrek. Is probably the best way of putting it. Now, speaking of dining room, that's where we're going now, and I want to just catch you up on dress code on Holland America, because this is one that, tonight, for example, I feel as though we've got a rule for the sake of having a rule, do you know? And I went, so in terms of what I'm wearing right now, so this is like an outfit of the day moment, I'm wearing a t-shirt obviously, and then I've just got like kind of smart chino shorts on, so they come to like just above the knee. And I went in and said, look, I've just realised I'm wearing shorts, is it going to be an issue? And she said, yes, under no circumstances can you enter wearing shorts. So I said, okay, fine. Can I still wear a t-shirt? Yes. Can I still wear my trainers? Yes. So you literally just need me to go and change these shorts into trousers? Yes. So I'm literally just going to put grey chino jeans on, which are, to be honest, arguably less smart than these these shorts. So yeah, I know that obviously that's a rule so that people don't show up wearing swim shorts and things, but yeah, it just feels like common sense should probably be exercised on a cruise ship like this, where it's more premium. You know, you've not got many people walking in trying to walk in with a football kit. So, says the one wearing shorts. I know you're all probably watching this thinking, just shut up and play by the rules. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to abide by the rules and pop on a pair of chino jeans. But anyway, look, let me take you up to the dining room, give you a little bit of a feel for what food is like on board Holland America, because I've been really, really impressed with the food so far. And then we'll see what's going on out and about around the ship. As you can see, it was a great atmosphere up on those top decks watching Jewel of the Seas leave. For my dinner tonight, I headed into the main dining room, which is a venue that you'll have seen multiple times in my Holland America videos already. Here's the menu tonight. I always like to show you the menu so that you can get a real feel for what it would be like to dine here. And who knows, maybe the food you would choose will end up being what I choose, so I might be able to show you what your chosen dinner would look like. To start, I had a bread basket delivered to the table. I didn't expect so much bread as a solo traveller. Personally, I do find it a little wasteful when cruise lines give you an entire basket when you're sitting on your own, but the bread was really fresh, it was really soft, so big thumbs up from me. I started with the duck breast as an appetiser, which was really tasty. I then moved on to homemade lasagna. To be honest, I think it was because, going back to my point from earlier, I was reminded of home today, and I think I just wanted a really hearty, feel-good dinner, so lasagna it was for me. And after that, I finished it with good old-fashioned chocolate cake. You cannot go wrong with that. After dinner tonight, I then headed out and about around the ship, but as you know, there wasn't a great deal going on because we were leaving Aruba so late in the evening. So that meant I headed along to the theatre to check out some comedy, and it turns out pretty much everybody else on the ship had the same idea. The place was absolutely packed, and everybody seemed to be having a really good laugh. I really hope that you've enjoyed exploring Aruba with me today. If you have, then please remember to give the video your thumbs up, and please also remember to subscribe to my channel. This helps my channel to grow and really does help my content to reach more people. If you did enjoy today, then why not join me in this video, which was taken from my last visit here on board Cunard's Queen Elizabeth. I had a very different day when I visited on that ship, and I explored the beach that is most commonly ranked in the best beach in the world rankings. That's right, Eagle Beach. If you want to come with me, click the link and I'll see you over there.